What's going on, you guys? My name is Marco Phillips. You're listening to Time to Dominate podcast. Let's go. So here's a daunting question. How do millennials like us leverage the internet to recruit 8 players into our downlines, make a massive impact in the world and their income, while having plenty of time for the other things that do actually matter to us? Well, this podcast is going to be answering those questions. My name is Marco Phillips, and you're listening to Time to Dominate podcast. Hey, what up, you guys? Man, it's been so long. I missed you guys. I haven't actually got an opportunity to get on here. I've been digging in. I've actually been in the field doing the work. But I wanted to share really quickly today. I just wanted to really teach exactly how to come up with your target audience. Because recently I was able to do this. I'm like, you know what? I got to teach this right away. So like you guys can take it, master it, kill it, and then like send me a bunch of testimonies like, yo, Marco, it's working. All right, so how did this actually even come up? So I recently took a course, and I've been just refining and retuning and like just getting better and like executing and like doing things on a day-to-day basis. So I took a course and then the course in which I took, it was super good. And the guy talked about this again. He went in again and actually brought my attention to it again. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just reverse engineer this and keep this as simple as possible, so that everyone can go out and execute too. So the first things before we say like how do you pick your target audiences, well, how to craft your message so that your target audience knows that you're talking to them, and so that they can take action right away. Before we actually can get into that, we want to be able to make sure that we're really clear as to who our target audience is, right? And honestly, the simplest way for you to craft your message to your target audience is to reverse engineer you. Okay, so if you don't have a target audience already, if it's a little getting too difficult for you in order to craft that message for them, the easiest way is to have you as your target audience. So like speak to yourself. Now I remember, you guys, the first time in which I was trying to do this, like it took me months, like just going over and over and over and fine tuning. I'm like, who do I want to target? I started to like, man, where is the money? Like, who are the people that would pay me more money? Who are the people that I already have? Who are the people that, like, all these other things that I wasn't really, honestly, really even attached to deep down inside, right? And what would happen with that is, if you pick an audience, if you pick a people that you're not really attached to, or can speak to directly, or you try to be too broad, or you try to be too like, it's you it wouldn't last, right? It wouldn't last. It would feel forced. It wouldn't feel seamless. It wouldn't come out authentic. It wouldn't come out organically. So the easiest, and so like after months and months and months of um like working on this, it just came down to the point like, hey, listen, I need help on being able to craft this, because like at that time I was looking into my business, and most people in which I actually attract are women into my business at that time. I'm like, well, my marketer kind of already tells me who to target. Like I just target women. It's easier for me to speak to them. They make a lot of my organization already, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, why don't you just target them and like speak to them and help them? Well, I can totally do that, but it's such a disconnect, because I'm not a woman, and if I wanted to really dig deep and dig into the roots of things, like I can learn, I can get books, I can get like mentors and all that good stuff, but it wouldn't really be the heart of it. I'm like, well, like other people kind of way more qualified than me. Like they would like, rather get that another woman's perspective. Like it just matches, right? So I left that alone, and from there I started targeting. I started targeting. I started targeting single dads at that time, right? Um, I'm a single dad. I'm like, hey, this totally makes sense. And I just find single dad groups and join and mingle and do this and do all that, and which is also cool too. And I actually even like that target, but it wasn't. It still felt, honestly, it still felt forced. Like it still felt a little. I don't know, because it just wasn't flowing. Like it flowed a lot better, right? And I definitely matched the pitch a lot more with that. But recently, after retaking this course, I'm just really going over the strategies and the how to, which I'm gonna share next, as to how I got really clear as to this. Um, and I just really dig back. I'm like, man, okay. So in this phase of my life right now, and just in moving forward, who would I want to talk to in general? And I always had this idea. I always had this thing in my head, like, man, I want to be, just because of my past experience of, growing up with my dad being in and out and him having to pass when I was a young age, um, and like I want to target men, like I want to target men like that. That I knew for sure, right? And it's like, okay, cool. What's underneath that layer? Well, I want to target men that are like me, and this is where I came back to early, like just target people that who you are, because you have countless of ways, especially if you're reverse engineering yourself, you're learning, you're taking courses, like all the stuff on how to do that. Like it would um it would just relate more. It would just be a lot more organic. So I know I wanted to do that. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to target, and you guys, or if you're on this, if you listen to this, I'm huge on millennials. I'm huge on our generation. I'm huge on the kind of impact and income that we are able to make, because I really feel like us being, like, honestly, dead smack in between, it's perfect. Like we understand the the older generation, and we also understand the younger generation coming up. So we are literally the ones that's in between, like that bridge that can connect both generations together, that can actually speak both languages if we really put our minds to it. So I'm like, man, that's it. That's it. I want to target millennial men, right? And one thing that I've also been huge on is, like, yes, helping men, but helping men discover their purpose is a huge thing, because for me, when I started to actually find it, a lot of things in life started to make sense rather than being a wandering generality, right? Um, like one of my mentors would say, I started working in my purpose. I started working in my purpose, right? So after just refining it, digging deep, what's underneath that layer? What's underneath that layer, and why? Um, I came up with it. So here is the game plan and the blueprint to be able to come up with yours too. Okay, so and on my Instagram, you guys can actually like find it. So maybe I'll put the link in the show notes for my Instagram, so you can check it out as to how I actually came up with this and got really specific to it. So you want to say, I, right, I help, or I teach, or I, something like that. Insert your target audience. I help dash, insert your target audience in that dash. To mention how you help them, right? The result in which they get, okay? Um, by, and you say how you help them. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. I teach, or I help, insert target audience, to insert the benefit in which they're going to receive, okay, by, insert the product, business in which, the vehicle in which you're going to help them um, buy. So for example, let's say with my old niche in which I was targeting, so I help single moms lose 20 pounds in 20 pounds in 30 days by my special protein shake. I help postpartum moms regain their confidence back by my 21-day challenge, right? So you get the idea. So I insert exactly your target audience to what the benefit or the result they're going to get by how in which you're going to help them. This precision, and when you start actually going out in ways to actually look for those people, right? And they land on your page, there's like, oh, well, if they have that pain or that problem, well, this is the person that's actually speaking my language, and this is the person I'm going to go with, right? Here's the benefits of that. Not only do you start attracting those kind of people, but you actually start to form your own tribe of people. They are going to be speaking your language. They're going to be doing what you're doing. They're going to be in the same alignment with you. And that exclusivity actually attracts other people. It was like, well, if you can do it for, let's go with like moms, for example, right? If you can do it for her, I know I'm not a single mom, but I'm a mom. Well, she can do it for me too. Okay. I know I'm not a mom, I'm a dad, but the equation kind of still balances out, right? It's the same buy. Like the result in the buy is still the same. Your target audience is just what's different. Does that make sense? The exclusivity not only creates raving fans because people like to be a part of something, and then they actually go share with their circle of influence, but at the same time, that exclusivity, everyone wants to be a part of that. It's crazy. Or they will actually refer people to you that fit that category because you are clear as to who you're serving, how you're serving them, and by what method in which you're serving them. Right? So you have clarity on how you're taking this person from point A to point B. Right? And then from there, they're able to either reach out to you, follow your call to action, like whatever that case is. So that's kind of my episode for today, guys. This extra clarity and being able to actually retake this class and really just execute, like do exactly what it's saying, and then just start focusing on that target audience. I give you so much clarity and confidence to be able to execute on a lot of these things I've been sharing on here. So I hope you guys found value out of today. Don't forget, it's your time to dominate. I'll see you at the top. Let's go make an impact and an income. Let's get it. Hey, thank you for listening today. If you found value, please subscribe and leave a review so we can reach others like us searching for a better way on how to use the internet to create leverage and truly dominate. How would you like to stop pitching and start attracting your downline on autopilot? If so, head over to timetodominatepodcast.com and grab the free training, and let's go.